Good morning and welcome to the Alumni Forum 2013. My name is Santiago Iñiguez and I'm the Dean of IE Business School and the President of IE University. I am very honored to chair this opening session with the IE Alumni Chair, Fernando Barnuevo, who's seated on my right. And I would like to share with you a few things about our institution, your alma mater, which is very close to you, to your careers, and to your hearts, I'm sure. So I'm going to share these slides that portray the performance of IE over the past year and some of our future plans for the forthcoming future. Let me just summarize that IE this year has performed very well. In an environment which is turbulent, which is very challenging, our school and the university at large has performed over the performance of its competitors. We were able to attract very good talent. We were able to launch new programs, new master's degree programs, and we have actually grown over the past year by almost 3%. The forecast for the coming year is also quite good. We expect to grow by 5% in the coming year. Let me share with you a way to define our institution that I particularly like. This is a sentence that was said by the editor of Business Education of the Financial Times, Della Braccio, to one of her colleagues who was visiting our institution. And she told this other journalist that IE is an unusual place, an unusual school with unusual people. You know, we have many different statements to define IE, but I particularly like this one because it's a very good way to define our spirit, our singularness, our very unique approach to education. We are a very unique place, a very unusual place with very unusual people. If we look at what are the attributes of global higher education institutions, they all normally gather these attributes or qualities that appear on the screen. They are very solid in terms of brand and reputation. They are the reference of research and good teaching. They also have global scale and presence. They have relations, solid relations with global corporations. They also share diversified incomes, and they have increasingly large endowments. We are working on all these fronts. You know that IE also has a very solid reputation. Let me just share with you the performance of IE in the different rankings this year. As you know, the position of IE in all the different rankings, there are lots of them, as you know, but has been consistent in terms of being one of the top 3 to 5 business schools ranked in Europe. Of course, in some of the rankings we perform better, which is the case, for example, of blended executive MBAs, where The Economist puts us at the position number 1 or number 2. Let me share with you some of the avenues for growth of future at IE. Our first objective is to amplify and to enlarge the portfolio of programs in the future. This year we launched new master's degrees in positive leadership, consumer behavior, and we plan to launch a new one in big data analysis. So we are a very dynamic institution. We seize the opportunities. We try to identify what the market is demanding from us, and we try to serve the interests of our individual customers as well as the corporations. We also plan to revamp the current MBA program to bring it closer to the market needs and to the recruiters. We're also in the process, of course, of developing more blended programs. You know that one of our advantages is combining the traditional classroom-based methodologies with high-quality online forms of delivery. The second avenue for growth is to increase our multipolar presence. You know that we run activities not just in Madrid, but in many other places. In fact, over 75% of our revenues come currently from overseas. We have 95 different nationalities on campus. We have a very large percentage of our students in the different master's degree programs and undergraduate programs coming from overseas. So we are probably one of the most diverse and international institutions worldwide. We also plan to revamp our IE Executive Education Unit. This year, we will develop new programs which will be run not just here in Spain, but elsewhere. And we also plan to launch new alliances with different partners, not just academic, but also coming from the media and the technology world. We will keep you informed because we will probably have news very soon about big agreements, big alliances in the executive education field. Of course, we plan to expand our faculty and our research. This is one of the attributes of a solid academic institution. We know we perform very well in terms of the learning process, and this is something that is recorded and reflected in the scores that all our students and our alumni bring us through the different questionnaires. But we plan to enlarge the faculty and bring more clinical professors to our different master's degree programs. So we very much encourage you, if you are experts in your respective fields, to come to us and maybe join our associate faculty, our clinical faculty, which is so important for our school. And this is one of our priorities this year. We want to enhance the quality of the consumer, the customer experience. You know, probably over the past years, we have focused a lot on the learning process, on the quality of teaching, on the quality of research, and probably we need to dedicate more attention, more resources to our alumni present here and to our students. So we have lots of plans here. We plan to run many more activities for you. We want to listen to your feedback, so please feel free to contact us. It's quite easy to reach me. You can write me an email. My email address is dean@ie.edu. So feel free, please, to reach me and send me your feedback. And finally, let me just share with you some news about our physical campus here in Madrid and in Segovia. You know that Segovia is home for the undergraduate programs, and Madrid runs this year not just master's degree programs, but also a selection of our bachelor degree programs. So let me put some of the pictures that may illustrate this physical campus. This is the House of Mint, is Casa de la Moneda in Segovia. It's a very interesting building designed actually by architect Juan de Villanueva, which is the same architect of El Escorial Monastery. So it's a very historical building located very close to the other campus there in Segovia. And this facility will host a venture lab and many other activities for our entrepreneurs at IE University. This is the Paper Pavilion, which is an architectural jewel in Madrid. It's on Serrano 99. It was designed by renowned architect Shigeru Ban, and it's very much a piece of sustainability. It's dedicated to activities in executive education, and you are all, of course, invited to visit it. And this is, you probably came to this building. This is Maria de Molina 31, which is now hosting our MBA program. And then we plan to enlarge this new campus by another 7-story building, which will be located just behind this one, that will host our undergraduate programs in Madrid. So as you know, we are a growing institution. We are growing in terms of programs. We are growing in terms of campus. We are very innovative. We want to be present not just here, but in many other places. And we need your support through many different ways, as advisors, as committed people with IE, as donors, as clinical professors, and of course as parents of our future students, both at the business school as well as at the university. So this is everything on my side. I'm going to spend here the whole day, so I hope I can say hello to each of you, shake hands, and learn more about your interests, your careers, your worries, and everything you want to tell me during this day. Thanks very much for being here, and I hope you enjoy the day.
I'm going to tell you a story, and I'm not making this up. Okay, there's a lot of cute ways to start saying some words, but this is the way I think I can transfer to you a feeling, which is very difficult to pass on to an audience. I arrived very late at night. We landed late, and I have to apologize because I couldn't be in some of the meetings that we had through the different committees at the board. I ended late because we had a significant event with a client meeting and a deal. And the two parties negotiating the deal were there, and there were lawyers and the CEO of the company, and it was kind of strange, because it was all hidden, and there was one person that truly, of all the egos and all the words without meaning and all the positioning, and there was one person that I kept looking at this guy thinking, this guy, I'm sure has something to say, and he kept in silence all the way through. It was actually the lawyer of the other side, which I found particularly interesting. And then he started to talk, and I thought, this guy thinks broadly, has an agenda that it's the client agenda, not his agenda. Clearly his principle, otherwise I couldn't understand the way and the things he says. Definitely is troubled, has troubled the world. And listen, he says things with meaning. I mean, it was really shocking. So at the end, I ended up more negotiating with this guy than with the others. When we left, he comes, and this has a sad, in a way, a bit melancholic, yet an extremely exciting piece of news. We leave, he comes. It was a very tense meeting. He approaches me and he says, by the way, I notice you are an IE alumnus, and I am also. And I have to, I swear to God, I'm not making this up. It is an extraordinary thing, and here are the good news. The enormous work this place has done in teaching us principles, making us global, giving us a true humanistic way of living and thinking, making us entrepreneurs. The great news, and I was really excited, is that that happened. The bad news, and it was for me a disappointment, for me, as representing all of you as chairman of the IE Association, is that he did not know that we were getting together here today. And I thought, I have to be doing something wrong when we are training extraordinary people, yet I am failing to make them come. He just did not know. And I have to tell you, this is the great challenge we have and the great foundation in which we are building the Alumni Association. They say in America that if you have a dream, it's because you can do it. And we have a dream, which is not a dream, it's a fact. We're going to build the leading alumni association that makes us all proud, and a network of business in a principled way without arrogance. And because we want, we can, and we will. Now, we cannot do this without you. It is impossible. And I have to tell you that today is a milestone for us in these events, because this will happen when the people talking here represent increasingly more and more IE. When the people talking here increasingly more and more represent companies built by IE alumni. Today, in this event, for the first time, 75% of the speakers are IE alumnus and alumni. And over 50% of the band are entrepreneurs. They're taking what we have taught them and now teaching us back what you can do with the things you learn at this institution. To me, that is the single biggest success of which we all can be extremely proud. We have set 4 goals for the next year, and we want to be held accountable, by the way. The first one, we're going to break the silos. A chain is as strong as the weakest link. We will raise money, but we have to do it, the boards, the alumni, the professors, the management, all together. And we will lead as Alumni Association by example and prove that working together, we can do incredible things. Our goal, fundraising. The second is we're going to turn this meeting more regional and more digital. We are an international school. We happen to be in this wonderful city, but there's thousands and thousands of people that cannot be here. So we're going to do an IE alumni event in the US, regional and digital. They tell me that they can have 500 people just with the announcement. The third goal is the database. I have to apologize, but sometimes many of you call us to see what can be done, reaching others, and we just can't deliver. And that is unacceptable. So we will work hard to have a database by which you can reach your peers for business. And the final one, and this I'm very excited, is we're going to nominate 3 vice chairs. We already have a fantastic one, Carlos Fernando. We want to have a representation in those that are dedicating time for this, that reflects who we are. It has to be international. We want to have women. We want these 3 vice chairs to take on significant responsibilities that can help us delegate and execute on a global reach. I have to here thank Carlos, by the way, for all he's doing to help us. Finally, I have to tell you a song that I was reading as I came. I was hearing, by the way, that it's something goes, I'm sure all of you have heard it before. It says, "We are young, let's set the world on fire." And it's actually a wonderful song. If you've heard it, I'm sure many of you have. And I think it is our responsibility, frankly, in a world that has so many opportunities and coming from such crisis, to set this world on fire. And we cannot do it alone. So please keep supporting the Alumni Association. It belongs to you. I want to here thank many people that have made this possible and are always operating on the back, the anonymous people. And the beautiful thing about this school is some of them are the leaders, like Diego and many people in the executive committee that are always working but never present. And to me, that's the most beautiful form of leadership. And many of them are here helping us from clean to park to organize. Thank you to all of you. Thank you to the speakers that have come from very far away. It makes us all proud. And I hope you have a fantastic day where we want to hear your voices. So please participate. And as the song says, let's set the world on fire. Aye.